Good morning, you guys. It is Hump Day Wednesday at 6:58 a.m. April 2nd. Happy Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. Hey, ho. Hey, ho. Happy Hump Day Wednesday. Hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, it is 6:58 in the morning. So obviously, again, I won't be talking to you guys too long. Got up in time. I just didn't want to get up. I just laid down and kept going in a half an hour. I have to do the list today, so definitely I want to be on top of it. And there's a possibility that I may log in and the other girl may have already started it. They may be like, we wanted to get it out early, so we let her do it. Cool. I'm by no means offended or upset. By no means. Thank you. Yesterday they offered overtime, but I did not take it. Like I said, it wasn't 100%. When I got off, I was off. I grabbed Jeremiah's car since he was here. He had just not too long came back in the door, so I went to the dollar store and I got some stuff for my tooth, and I got some pain medication. I got some more Women a Day daily with iron. I had ran out, and Biotine I ran out, so I went and got that. I got some Halls and can of cat food to go with that big bag of hard food he has, and that's it. And I have to tell y'all, the money's spent at Walgreens for something, and I was like, go and just double check, take your time and look. I knew the dollar store had to have something that I could use. So I went to Walgreens on Sunday, right? So the first stuff that I used was in this little container, right? When I went to Walgreens, they had something similar. It was in a little bit bigger bottle, right? So I was like, okay. So I grabbed that because I thought it may be like this one, right? It's horrible. Like, it's really strong. It burns. And that particular one, you have to, they give you little tweezers, and a little tiny cotton balls, and you dip it in there, and then you put it in the spot. It's not supposed to be, it's external only. I'm like, you squeeze out any excess, that's a waste, and I'm like, and it works, but it only for a few moments, like not long. And I'm like, no. The squeezable stuff that I got from Walgreens that Lavelle brought me was much better. And I was like, okay, but that was the one he got was $12. I asked him about it. He said, no, it might be a sale now. He said, but that was not it was not $7, and it was not 2 for $12. And he said it wasn't even in the right spot. I was like, okay. So when I went to the dollar store, you guys, $1.25, pretty much the same thing, works. Put it on, it works. It takes a few, depending on how long it takes me to put it on. So in other words, if I'm in excruciating pain, which isn't often, but if I do let it get to that point and I put that on, it works. It takes about a minute, but it works. It don't taste horrible, it's like, really, Sheena. So I'm glad I made that decision and go and get that for $1.25. I did go because I ran completely out of pain relief because I kept having headaches. Oh God, headaches, allergies, just everything. My neck, everything was hurt. I only got some pain medication. I got some Halls. I had some tea yesterday, and I put some Halls in my tea as well. I still have some left over. I have my water over there, and that's what I'm going to be drinking today. Y'all, let me tell you, I looked at myself, and I'm getting sloppy fat. I mean, like, what? It's like I just let go, and it happened so fast. Like, just last week, I was 188. Now it went back up to 190. It's like, what? 190 something. 192 it was when I weighed myself yesterday. And this is ridiculous. Anyway, I made my coffee. I put it in because I made it yesterday. I just put it in the microwave and let it heat up, right? While I was finishing getting myself together. Came back, the coffee had overflowed. I had to clean the microwave out. I was like, I don't have time for this, but the mess I made, I cleaned it. So what was left, I added some instant coffee to it, and then added water. Now it's crazy, when I added the instant coffee and stirred it up, it was fine, but as soon as I added water to it, it started to bubble. I don't know why. Like, I don't know, but my coffee's good. And as y'all can see, I have my shirt on backwards, but that's because I love this design, and it's on the back. Can't nobody see this from the back if I'm in the house, number one. Number two, the shirt has a V-neck, and I guess because of how it hung on the and I don't even have it hanging on the hanger. I don't know why it's stretched in the neck, but it's stretched. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it in the back. Why not? Anyway, I wanted to share a dream with y'all really quick. Now, I went to bed early last night. I was really, just like I told y'all, as of late, I've been extremely tired and very uncomfortable throughout the night. And I know it's my bed. I have to get a different mattress, or a mattress on top of this, right? In the meantime, this is what I'm dealing with. So I went to bed early, missed a call from my daughter. I have to let her know this morning. I'll get back with her today for sure. Oh, goodness. Okay, let me hurry up. So, anyway, I was up throughout the night, off and on, right? Okay, kept catching some interesting programs on YouTube, but I'll fall asleep, kind of just like I was talking about yesterday. So, in this dream, I had, as a matter of fact, just before I woke up, to actually, this time, really get up, I did get up late at night and take a nice, long bath. Lavelle was like, he had went to the store, he came back in, and I was just getting out the tub to grab the scissors, to open this. And so since he was standing in the doorway, I was like, I had cracked the door, and I was like, DeVille, can you go in my room and get the scissors? So he got the scissors for me. He said, Mommy, why are you walking around in the bathroom at night naked with no lights on? I said, Lavelle, I was in the bath in the dark relaxing, and I realized I forgot the scissors. I couldn't open it without the scissors. He was like, oh, okay. He's like, tell me something. I was like, I just did. But anyway, I can see how that could appear a little off. But before I forget, I dreamed for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Y'all don't even know if I remember everything. I just remember, well, I don't remember everything. What I do remember is coming home from somewhere. I was rushing, and I think I had got off the bus on Cicero and Ohio. In the dream, this is where I was at. On Cicero and Ohio, there used to be right there at that corner a store where you go in and buy candy and, you know, foods and, you know, like the Arabs had them stores around here. So it was similar to that. Okay, gotta fix that. One moment. All right. Okay. All right, I'll fix it later. Cicero and Ohio. So I get off the bus, I think, and I go in. It's not locked or shut. Well, the door is shut, obviously, but it's not locked. There's people inside, but it's dark. Okay. It looked as if maybe the lights had gone off for a moment, or maybe they were on a break or something. I don't know what it was, but the lights were off, but there were people in there, right? And so there was this black guy, older black guy, behind the counter. And he was saying how, I was like, oh, y'all closed, I'm sorry. I was like, the door was open, and, you know, I was trying to figure out what the heck did I just stumble into? Did I need to be trying to back away? And he was like, I don't know what he was mumbling, but he was like, I was like, I just was coming to get a soda, and he was like, just go ahead, hurry up. And he's turned the lights on. There were other people in there, or like the people maybe was in the back and came back in, you know, the owners or whatever. And so it was almost like he was rushing me, like, hurry up, we're closing, you know, it wasn't very nice. Now my nose running, Jesus. It wasn't very nice, but I figured, you know what, let me hurry up because there's no other store, you know, close. This is the closest, so I can just walk home from here. So I'm in there and I'm looking for, you know, the soda, and I ended up grabbing 2 sodas. And as I was on my way to the counter, more people was coming in the shop, and he was like, hello, how are you? They weren't rushing. He wasn't rushing them. You know, like, it was no problem, no issue. I'm like, okay. So I said, well, if that's the case, let me go ahead and give me 2 bags of chips too. And so I get the 2 sodas and I get the bag of chips, but I was trying to find the hot chips. I found the hot chips, as always, the hot Cheetos, but I was looking for the salt and sour, the salt and vinegar. And so I'm looking. He was like, what's taking you so long? And then, you know, just being so rude. He was like, you said you was coming just to get, what's taking you so long? And I'm like, okay. And so then I said, you know, this is unacceptable. So I asked the owners, I said, wait a minute. At first I went to him, I said, what is your issue with me? What's your problem? I said, first of all, you rushing me, you're not rushing nobody else. I said, I find that very rude and nasty and ugly. What is your problem? And then I looked at the owners, I said, is this what y'all do here? You know, I said, I don't remember it being like this in here. I said, what the hell is going on? And they were like, huh? They was like, what's going on? And so I was explaining it to him, and then the guy was like, no, I wasn't being rude. Is that what I was doing? I said, what, you don't think rushing me and asking me what's taking me so long, but you're not rushing nobody else and asking them that? You don't think that's rude? You know, he was like, I wasn't trying to be rude. And, you know, I said, well, it's sure the hell is rude. And I don't appreciate it, And so, as I was leaving, and I was like, you got to do better. You know what I'm saying? I said, you ain't doing nothing like that to nobody else. Just me. What? Because I'm black? You got an issue with your own? You know, because you work here or whatever? You older, you should have more sense than what you have. So when I left out, he was crying. He was like, and this was a grown-ass, tall man. He had to be in the dream, like in his 60s or something. I was like, you know better. And they were like, no, we don't do that, we don't accept that, we don't condone that, you know, because they all around the store, they working, they moving, they're not really paying no attention. And I'm just like, and they shouldn't have to, like, what the hell is this? And he just was crying, like, that wasn't what I was trying to do. And he was looking at me like that was, and I was just shaking my head, and I left. And as I left out, and I'm walking down the street on my way home, I'm thinking to myself, should I go back in and apologize? I was like, no, wrong is wrong, right is right. I was like, I wasn't wrong. I'm standing up for myself. Enough is enough. And so I'm walking down the street, and I as I'm walking, is all of a sudden it's this little house on the corner, with a black fence, and my bag bust. Okay, because it was 2 bags, but he put one inside the other, but he didn't double the bags with the sodas, the 2 liters. And so the bag bust, but jelly fell out of the bag, and I'm thinking, jelly, when did I get jelly? You know, so I'm like, dang it, that's the only thing fell out of the bag. And so it rolled into this gate, and so this little boy just happened to be riding by. He he jumps off the bike and he goes and he gets it and he hands it to me. I'm like, okay, thank you so much. And so then I start walking home. I don't know what happened after that. It was a bunch of craziness after that. I just don't remember what it was. That's the only thing I remember. I just know there was a lot of craziness in the dream. A lot of just, I don't know. But I can't remember what it was. I woke up. Y'all be careful out there going to and from. It's super windy. It's raining. Like, it's dark. Like the rain is coming down. I've been listening to it off and on all this morning. Yeah, it's windy, super windy. I have the windows cracked. I had them all the way open, but then it got really chilly, so obviously I had to close them, shut them down. So you still feel a little air sitting here, which is one of the reasons why I'm here, because it's comfortable and it feels good. If I get chilly, like yesterday, there was a brief moment I got chilly. I just grabbed my sweater, but not for long. Not for long. I was right back in my t-shirt. I don't know what's going on Washington, but there's traffic. So the fact that it rained like it did must be water flooded somewhere, or accident on Madison or something, because it's super traffic. And I'm looking at this fool. This traffic going all the way back. So he comes out the lane and goes in the oncoming. Like, where you going? Probably to turn around. Wow. Yeah, it's Washington is usually very busy, and I mean it's really a dangerous street. But when you see that it's backed up like that, and you see cars coming down other side streets, that tells me that something's going on Madison. Either Madison or Laramie, and people are redirecting. And that's why so many cars on Madison. Because even when it's a lot of cars, the traffic just flowing. But when it's back to back and they stop like that, something's going on Madison or Laramie. For sure. And I hope everybody's alright. Yeah, that's the only time it happens. Yup. I mean, back to back, like the light is not changing quick enough. Whatever's going on, because these cars, you don't see this. You just don't see it. And the only time you do is there's something going on. Wow. I was watching this YouTuber. He's Korean. Now, I was trying to... His name is Gohan, and I'm trying to figure out, is this the Gohan that was with, I can't remember her name, but he was a rapper. He was with this black girl. I cannot remember her name. She was in Korea, and she speaks her major's language, and she speaks Korean. She speaks many different languages fluently, and the two of them got together in Korea. They ended up getting married eventually, I think. They had two beautiful little boys. Beautiful home, beautiful career. I just love their relationship. But what you see ain't always what's really going on behind the scenes. And so it turns out that, and I thought it was fake when I saw it, just like Jamie and Nikki, but I think Nikki's pregnant now. She may even have the baby now. I got to look back into them. But when they broke up, but anyway, I thought it was fake at first. I thought they was just clowning around because they do that, but no, it was serious. It turns out, I think that he had cheated on her. I think that he had been a bit abusive here and there, verbally. I don't think so much physically, but anyway, they separated, right? He went back to Korea. She had the boys with her. It was tough for a while. She moved on. She started dating. They still were co-parenting, so they had to have some sort of good relationship, which they learned to have. She allowed him back into their lives because he missed his boys. The boys missed their dad. And so he was, working on getting life together, because he had some issues and things going on, which he was learning about, which was causing him to do some of the things that he was doing. And so when I stumbled upon this young man, and I'm thinking, is this the same Gohan? Like, I don't know many Koreans named Gohan. I said, go ahead, Gohan. And his hair is similar to the way this boy wore his hair. And I was like, is this the same kid? The same young man that he homeless? And so he was living in a shelter, and he was on his way back from work. It was late at night, and one of the friends in the shelter called and told him, man, they putting your stuff out. You moving? They packing your stuff. He said, what? He didn't know what was going on. And so when he got there and they had packed the stuff, he had to leave. And he was like, why? And what it was they assigned you chores. And so he missed doing his chores again because he was working. And like he told them, y'all assign me chores. First you tell us we got to get a job. We get a job. And then you assign us chores during the time we're at work. That don't make sense. I can't be here doing chores if I'm away at work. And I can't miss work to stay here and do chores. You told us to get a job. We need to get a job to be productive, to get ourselves together. So they put him out. Told him he couldn't come back for, I think, 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. And it just sounded like a power thing. It didn't make sense. And he's 100% right. That should have been talked to up higher up. But because he speaks English and everything, but he still has that accent. It's a lot of stuff that he just don't know. He started to, he gave his life to God, so he's learning, he's reading Genesis, and so he said, okay, there's a hotel not too far, that's not too far. He called, he said it was very unprofessional and rude, but they told him as long as he could pay, he could come. And they told him $70 for a night. He's like, oh my God, but he don't have a choice. So he paid for a week. He's like, he couldn't pay no more than a week, so hopefully something to change and turn around within a week's time. So he had to walk all the way there with all his heavy stuff. Once he got to the room, he had to go back to the shelter, run back to get his bike, and then it started raining on him. He's like, what is going on? On the way there, a little boy saw him walking, a young kid who had a box of pizza, and said, hey, would you like a slice of pizza? He was like, at first he wasn't sure about it. He's like, man, I'm a grown man taking a slice of pizza from the kid. Kid said, what, you don't want it? He said, yeah, I do. And he said he was hungry, so he went on and took it. He said it was good. Long story short, the next day his friend bought him his charger because they didn't put that in the bag. Bought him his charger, and his friend spent the night. They called and told him he had to go because nobody else supposed to be there. He said, but the rule says 2 people. I don't understand. He felt like they was getting over him, conned him because he's Korean, racist. And they put him out, all his stuff. So he had to sleep on the street. He was crying. He's like, here we go again. I finally get in. He's like, what is, he said, is this a test? Blah, 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 blah. Come and find out some days later, because you can still go to the shelter in the mornings to eat. It's a men's shelter, but women, children, everyone is welcome during the morning times. The times they open up to feed everybody. And he said he was hearing people talk. Some people come in, they crazy, don't pay no attention, and he kind of just stay to himself. And that's how I feel like it's the same Gohan, because that's how he was. He had an issue in a way with people, and he hated Korea. They make you as a teen. Get in the military for a year and just all kind of stuff, and he just hated being there. He hated Korea, and he says, not my fault I was born there. And he said the good thing about going through that experience, it made him stronger in some areas. He said, but they don't give you nothing. They don't compensate, just nothing. Thank you, bye. So anyway, he was listening to these girls talking. This guy, he said, it's kind of crazy or whatever. Sometimes you can't never tell. They exaggerate things. You never know if they're telling the truth or whatever. But the guy was talking about this hotel and how they did it. And they told him he had to leave after he had paid. He said, I'm not leaving. And they had to call the police. And then they ended up charging him for assault and this, that, and the other. He said, if they was going to charge me for assault, then I should have took them all down. you know. And then the girl said, yeah, same thing happened to me. She said, but I called the police on them instead of them calling on me. And she said they had my stuff. The police told me to wait here. They went in and got my stuff. And she said when they brought it out, she said she went through her stuff. A lot of her stuff was missing. And so they took what they wanted and sent back the rest. And he said, wait a minute. And she slightly mentioned the name. And he said, excuse me. He said, you talking about that in the hotel? And she was like, yeah. He said, he said, that's the same hotel I was at. They did the same thing to me and wouldn't refund me or give me my money back. So he said the good thing about it was now he feels better in the sense that it wasn't racist, because he thought they were doing it because they were racist. But it turns out they're just cons. They do it to everybody. Both suck, but anyway, it's 7:24. You guys, I gotta go. Gotta get ready to sign in and do this list. Last time I was in a hurry to make sure I do the list. Somebody else was doing it, so maybe that'll happen today. Anyway, you guys, enjoy your Wednesday. Remember to say your prayers, not just for yourself, family, friends, and loved ones, but all your brothers and sisters in Christ. Remember to treat people the way the Lord would, and expect great things to happen to you, through you, and for you. I'm expecting great things, and I hope you do the same. Okay? Bye now. Hey y'all, it's hot. It is hot in this house. I am home. I just got back from, I ran to Aldi's just to grab a few things. I'm hanging my coat back here because I'm going to take this garbage out in a minute. Just to grab a few things. Cook for dinner. And I'm going to wash the dishes, of course. And I know I look a little rougher than normal, but hey, it is what it is. I just don't feel like it. I still need to get my eyes good. I've been wiping over them, but like really need to get them. But yeah, anyway. So, as always, I need to, let me go and turn this around. I need to wash the dishes before I can even cook. And I'm just going to do some rice, chicken and rice, like a stir fry type of thing. Now, I am hot and I got on these like stretchy pants. They need to come off, sweatpants. But let me just show you real quick. I got soda, 2 pepperoni pizza, melted a little bit. Let's put one in the freezer. Actually, I put them both in the freezer. Barbecue chips. Always 2 loaves of bread, and then I got some cookies, vanilla, and then the deluxe cream. I forgot to check and see if there's some milk. Dang. Yep. Okay, so still some milk. Bread up, and then let me open this blender. Okay, got to try not to break my nails, y'all. This one broke the other day. I was so mad. It was like this one almost Y'all saw it. It's gone now. Alright. Let my water get hot. And then go ahead and get dishes. And actually what I'm going to do, get my water ran, for my water, and then get started on dinner. So I can wash dishes while my food is cooking. So first let me just wash this knife, because this is the knife that I am going to need. Okay. Dish water's going to be over here. How was y'all day today? I hope you had a good day. Mine was busy. So this is the chicken that I got. Move, cat. Just walk around and get all tangled all up in your feet and stuff. Jeez Louise. Move up. Yeah, I got him some soft food. I'll give it to him tonight. I'll mix it with his hard food. I won't give it all to him. Obviously, it's a big pan. But I'm just cleaning this chicken. But as I was saying, I hope you guys had a wonderful day today. A wonderful hump day, Wednesday. Definitely. It was a busy day. Not as busy as normal. Move, cat. It could have been worse. Or should I say it could have been busier. So I'm grateful that it wasn't too bad. I'm looking for it. There it is. Ooh. Not cold good. The lights off. I was looking for my silver pan here. Bowl. Okay. Clean my meat. Yeah, I did my list okay today. No problem. I second guessed myself though. I had thought that I remember them saying not to use one young lady who normally does certain files, and so after I had sent everything, I had took it back. I was like, wait, hold up, 1 minute, because I just wanted to make sure, like, am I not supposed to use her, or am I supposed to? And I was right the first time. But yeah, everything went pretty good. Got all my couch done, so I'm happy about that. So guys, I'm not gonna cook all of this, obviously. There's no need. I'm just going to, I think, take the biggest one. Maybe two. I'm thinking just one. And I'm gonna, slice it up pretty good. Because I'm gonna make it where you can put it over your rice. And this shirt really makes me look huge. you know, and these pants come all the way up here, which is good. It's kind of, you know, like belly control, but it's hard to control this belly right now. My birthday is next week, so I was really, really trying to work hard on getting it together a little bit better. Now, I'm not going to put this in the freezer. It's going in the refrigerator because I'm sure it'll be cooked tomorrow. So, I think I'm going to choose this big one. And actually, because I have a lid for this, I put another one with a lid. And we'll use this instead. Alright. Medium size or small, and then we'll put the biggest one, the biggest two in here. Maybe for tomorrow. I'll put that in the refrigerator in a moment. For right now, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cut this up in small amount of pieces as I can. My sink is clean. Yeah, I had to go grab some gloves. I don't want to put a hole in them trying to put them on. And not too concerned about putting them all the way on because I'm, I'm using them to just mix this chicken. Right? Let's see. Going to use Smacky Mama. They need to come out with a seasoning called I Wish You Would. I wish you would. No, I don't want to overdo it. Just some smack mama. I think I'm out of my little chili powder. Definitely out of garlic powder. There's my chili powder. A little bit of parsley. And a little bit of salt-free seasoning blends. Not a whole lot, not a whole lot. Of course, some pepper. Turn on the eye. Some pepper. Excuse me, kitty. Excuse me. Excuse me. Thank you, kitty. Thank you very much. Very much, very, very much, kitty. I'm going to use butter. I don't want to use oil today. I'm going to use butter. Not that it's 100% butter. Now I would rather have myself some mashed potatoes with this, with gravy and pour it over. But I think I'm gonna make rice because it stretches further. They like rice. Don't knock it. Yes, I use mustard. I'm out of bell pepper, and I could use the seasoning, onion seasoning, but I'm not. I got to add a little bit of oil with the butter. Alright, y'all, I'm done. That's the chicken, the rice, and garlic bread. It's the twist. I just cut them and made like bites. Garlic bread, butter bites. Say that fast. Garlic bread, butter bites. So yeah, I am done. As y'all can see, my kitchen is clean. I cook and I clean as I go. Garbage got to go out. The bag hanging on the door came out of my room. It's not completely full, so I don't want to send that out quite yet because more trash can go in there. And I'm just getting a fresh garbage bag. The other bag definitely can go down. I just didn't feel like doing it. It's late. It's hot. I'll do it in tomorrow, or have one of the boys do it. So I'm gonna fix myself some soda and a plate, and I'm gonna go on in my room and I'm gonna sit down and chill, watch a movie and eat. Lavelle, dinner done. He passed out. He was washing it. He's so tired. He left the clothes in the car. Tonight he out of breath, come up the stairs. I'm getting old. Yeah, that'll do it. Out of shape. This coming from the 6th fastest man in the state back in the day. I tell you. He used to be fast. He used to be in shape. You know, we all been there. Welcome to life. I can't even say welcome to getting older, because just because you get older don't mean you get out of shape. It's life. And I say that because life at this point in time has caused you to move in a way that, well, you just don't care as much, or don't have the time to care as much. We can always make time to take care of ourselves, but it's just not something we tend to do, some of us, on the regular. Some of us, meaning moi, as you can see. Cat ate really good. I fixed him some soft food with his hard food, and I was looking for him. I had forgot my door was open. I said, oh, he probably in my room, in my bed. He was in the living room, but he in my room now. He in the window. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I totally appreciate you. Have a great and amazing rest of the day, okay? Bye now.